Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang di channel AchmadyTrio bersama saya Ayah Dieno. Halo, apa kabar teman-teman? Semoga selalu dalam lindungan Allah dan dilimpahi kasih sayangnya serta ditetapkan dalam iman dan Islam. Kembali di segmen Muslim Paradigm edisi ke-8, kita akan membahas tentang sosok kontroversial bernama Andrew Tate. Seorang alpha male yang Oktober lalu menjadi muallaf convert ke Islam. Seperti kisah Deddy Corbuzier, apakah kita Muslim layak bergembira atau malah was-was? Yuk kita bahas sama-sama. Kita mulai bedah profil dari Andrew Tate. Kita simak dulu video yang viral dari beliau.
I'm not a Muslim because I live in an Orthodox Christian country. I go to the Orthodox Christian church. I donate $20,000 a month to the church. The church in Romania is very powerful, and I like having church friends. So I give them a lot of money, right? So I would guess I'm an Orthodox Christian. But if I had to bet on one religion as if I were betting on the stock market for the future, you have to bet on Islam. Because Muslims are intolerant. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, because if you're tolerant of everything, then you stand for nothing.
Yeah. Facts.
Christians are so tolerant now. I can walk through London with a t-shirt saying Jesus is gay and nothing will happen to me. If I did the same thing with the Islamic prophet, I'd be dead before I got to the end of the street.
Boom.
That's how much they believe and respect. And I respect people who stick up for what they believe in.
Yeah.
Muslims are the only people who will defend their religion. They will defend their beliefs. They refuse to be mocked. And I respect that about them. I respect that. That's an amazing thing about them.
Menarik yang disampaikan Andrew Tate ya. Bagaimana dia menghargai sosok Muslim yang berkomitmen. Toleransi bukan berarti tidak memiliki sikap. Sekarang kita bahas profil dari Andrew Tate. Nama lengkapnya Emery Andrew Tate III. Kelahiran Washington DC 14 Desember 1986. Beliau besar di Luton, England, memiliki dua kewarganegaraan, US dan UK. Ayahnya adalah seorang master catur. Karena itu, sedari kecil, beliau mengikuti turnamen yang juga diikuti oleh orang dewasa. Kemudian, Andrew Tate tertarik dengan kickboxing dan menjadi atlet profesional, memenangkan 76 kali pertarungan dengan 9 kali kalah. Selain itu, Andrew Tate juga mengikuti mixed martial art, 2 kali menang dan 1 kali kalah. Pada 2016, Andrew Tate menjadi bintang tamu di sebuah acara reality show Big Brother season ke-7. Nah, tapi ini yang kontroversial. Andrew Tate ini bersama saudara laki-lakinya memiliki dua bisnis yang hitam. Satu, dia memanfaatkan perempuan untuk menjadi webcam models, dan yang kedua membuat affiliate marketing program yang sebetulnya adalah konsep piramida. Pada 2017, lebih kontroversial lagi di sosial media, puncaknya pada 2021, Andrew Tate di-ban oleh Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, dan terakhir TikTok. Tapi ajaibnya pada Oktober 2022, beliau memutuskan menjadi muallaf. Lalu bagaimana penyikapan kita sebagai Muslim terhadap fenomena ini? Ada jawaban yang sangat menarik dari Dr. Safiyyah Ally. Beliau adalah putri dari seorang intelektual Muslim, Dr. Shabir Ally. Dr. Shabir Ally sendiri adalah seorang intelektual, presiden dari Islamic Information and Dawah Center International yang ada di Toronto. Saya mengenal Dr. Shabir Ally dalam debat-debat beliau menghadapi para apologetik Kristiani. Beliau selalu tenang menghadapi kritik para debater Kristiani, selalu ramah dan santun, even ketika menghadapi seorang debater yang juga murtadin, Nabil Quraisy, yang sudah meninggal beberapa tahun lalu. Saya sarankan teman-teman mengikuti dakwah beliau melalui channel YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, dan channel lainnya dengan follow Let the Quran Speak. Sekarang mari kita ikuti jawaban Dr. Safiyyah Ally terkait fenomena masuk Islamnya Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate is now a Muslim. The news has set Muslim social media on fire. Tate is the biggest influencer of all time. He's wildly popular on social media, and he's had a huge young male Muslim following for years now. The men who follow him are attracted to his confidence, money, and power. They say he pushes back against feminist ideas that make them feel attacked simply for being men. Tate embodies the alpha male. He shows people how to be a man, and in the process, he makes them feel strong, validated, and powerful. But while many young Muslim men look up to him as their role model, he lives his life in opposition to everything that's Islamic. To begin with, he says horrible things about women. He talks about how he'd violently assault a woman who accuses him of cheating. He says women must bear responsibility for being raped. He brags about being able to break a woman's jaw with a slap. He claims that younger women are better catches because they've been through fewer men. And he says women are the financial and physical property of men. Beyond his views about women, Tate has earned millions in an online business that he admits was a scam. It used female webcam models to manipulate men to part with their money. Tate and his brother took nearly 40% of the profits, and they used that to start a strip club. This summer, he was banned from social media platforms for fear he'd use them to solicit and groom young women. He now has a get-rich pyramid scheme called Hustler University, and Muslims are signing up in droves. All this adds up to someone who isn't a good person, to put it lightly. Andrew Tate isn't calling people to what is wholesome and ethical and moral. He's calling people towards violence, conceit, materialism, and hedonism. Every Muslim should stand against that. The big question is, what does his conversion mean for Muslims? Should we celebrate, or is this cause for concern? Anyone can outwardly become a Muslim. It's a pretty straightforward process. You profess your belief in Allah and the Messenger, and that's pretty much it. Someone can commit terrible evils but still identify as Muslim, and anyone can make a declaration without being sincere. Who'd be able to tell if they can't see into the person's inner self? In the Quran, there are many verses condemning hypocrites. God in the Quran repeatedly warns the Prophet Muhammad that there are hypocrites in his community of believers, and he should be careful about trusting them. So this was a huge problem in the time of the Prophet, and it means that the Prophet and the Muslims around him would have been wary of some people who were entering the fold of Islam. And we can be wary too. We don't have to get overly excited every time someone says they're a Muslim. A lot of online commentators are saying we shouldn't judge Andrew Tate, that he's a new man now. And it's true that there are Quranic verses and hadith which show that God forgives the sins a person accumulates before they convert. There's a verse in the Quran that says, "Say to those who disbelieve, if they desist, what has preceded them will be forgiven." And there's a hadith, I can't speak to its context, but the Prophet is reported to have said to Amr ibn al-As when he became a Muslim that Islam wipes away the sins that precedes a conversion. But there are three things we need to consider. First, if those sins involve transgressions against the rights of others, scholars say you're still accountable. If you wrong someone, you must make amends and seek forgiveness. As of this moment, Tate hasn't even acknowledged that he did wrong to anyone, much less tried to rectify his wrongs. It is true that there were people in the time of the Prophet who did terrible things and became Muslims. Many became Muslims after they had killed Muslims in battle, but they were not punished for what they had done. And yet, that doesn't mean that everything was all hunky-dory. When Wahshi, the assassin of the Prophet's beloved uncle Hamza, became a Muslim, the Prophet accepted him. But he asked that Wahshi not sit in his presence because it reminded him of the loss of his uncle. This means that the real hurt associated with these individuals couldn't be forgotten easily, even if they became a Muslim and sincerely repented. But the second point I want to make is that Tate's videos aren't in the past. They're still present all over the internet. And Tate has continued to post things after his conversion of Islam that are problematic. In fact, the very first post after his conversion was a hadith he quoted which aligns with his misogynistic thinking. So even if his past sins were forgiven, he still has to answer for his present ones. My third point is that Tate's reach is unparalleled. He's using his platform not for good, but to call people to evil. He's negatively influencing impressionable young men to think and act on the basis that women are subservient to them. Real women are on the receiving end of the violence preached by Tate, and this leads to widespread social harm. For this reason, we can't adopt a wait-and-see attitude towards him. My advice to young men who follow Tate: ask yourself why. Why would someone attract you who has such extreme views, speaking such filth and behaving in such an openly immoral way? What does it say about you that you find him appealing? Follow people who represent good and who lead you towards good. If you're feeling lost or directionless and need a guide, look to people in our history and present time who are true models of what it means to be a man. Look to the Prophet Muhammad. He was strong and powerful and courageous, but he used the traditional male advantages that God had blessed him with to be of benefit and service to his family and the wider society. More than that, he was gentle and humble and loving with everyone he interacted with, even if he could have gotten away with being the opposite. That is true masculinity in the Islamic tradition. I'm Safiyyah Ally for Let the Quran Speak. On behalf of Let the Quran Speak, I want to say thank you. You've helped us become the most widely watched Muslim TV show in Canada. I want to appeal to you to continue to support us. You can visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. We also accept e-transfers to iGive@QuranSpeaks.com. And we're now on Patreon, so you can make a monthly contribution. May God bless you and your loved ones today and always.
Saya kira jawaban beliau sudah sangat lengkap. Semoga bermanfaat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.